So we begin in the early middle of the year in 531 because the manor has to get managed after the winter so that everybody can get their jobs done. And then the knights or gentry get to go and do the things that they're supposed to do or want to do. Now, in the last, I'd say about the last 10 plus years, so most of the time that your characters were paying attention. Yeah. Although Arthur has been busy with wars and things and consolidating his kingdom and fighting, getting the submission of the Irish king and stuff like that, all that has been happening, but the knights have also developed a local tradition of roaming around for adventures. And so apparently it's okay to go traipsing off for the summer and having some hallucinatory adventure in a forest somewhere.
Yeah, going on sabbatical.
That's right. Well, they do this a lot. And that's actually what's gaining a lot of the glory. It's actually a big part of the magic of Logres and of the British Isles that, we live in this magical place where we have all these significant adventures. Queen Guinevere, since she became queen, has been cultivating the court of love. Arthur has been cultivating the court of chivalry with the founding of the Round Table when he was crowned. And so the chivalric knight and the romantic knight, which aren't quite the same things, but they can overlap, is now an ideal. You guys have been brought up with the existence of this ideal, with the tales of the people who have actually instituted it.
Yeah.
So the most famous knights include Sir Gawain and a couple of other older knights who were important when Arthur came in. Gawain is about Arthur's age, but the older ones, there's a list. Yeah. But the point is that they are, some of them, of course, Sir Kay, right, who was probably the oldest, and a few others. But there are 2 or 3 very exciting, new, very romantic or chivalric or very dramatic knights running around. And one of them, who has been at the court, who came to the British Isles about 5 or 6 years ago, but became a member of the Round Table 2 years ago, is named Lancelot. From that place that in this game we're calling France.
Yeah, France.
For no good reason. And they are, and Lancelot is notable because a terrible witch named Camille actually captured Arthur and many of his important knights and Guinevere in a magical, terrible castle in Scotland.
Anything but Scotland.
And Lancelot rescued them. Very Disney adventure. Right. And so therefore this is, he has become sort of the golden knight of the picture. The other major knight that you guys know about is named Lamorak. And Lamorak is this deadly, deadly fighter who seemed to have, in the early days of the Round Table, was sort of the big star knight hero doing dramatic shit all over the place. So your character has intrigue and knows more than other people do. So we'll get to that in play. There's more knights and stuff to know about. But so a lot of the knights you've never heard of, or that you know from the stories, they aren't even involved yet. Mm-hmm. Percival and Galahad involved in the quest for the Holy Grail, they're not even born. And so and you guys, actually your characters would know this. As of now, and this is important because one of the most important families in all of this are called the Orkneys, given where they're from. And they are the sons of King Lot from the north. And Gawain is the oldest and has been a loyal it's part of the peace with King Lot that he became a knight in the first place. His brothers have slowly joined him over the last decade. And now their youngest brother has just come to Camelot and is a squire to Lancelot. He became Lancelot's squire and has been mighty bold and mighty virtuous. And everybody has high hopes for young Mordred when he becomes knighted. He is exactly your age for your two characters.
Yeah. 21 in other words.
So therefore, another thing, look on your family chart, you will notice the bold type. All of those characters are knights. And they are, although they're almost all older than you, and none of them are the heir. That's you. And they are all supportive. So even though your father had an illegitimate son who's 2 years older than you, he's on board.
Yeah.
I mean, at least until events change that, we're not starting with you guys worrying about daggers in your back.
Yeah.
So,
Heron might be.
Yeah, but, well, that's the point. We'll find out. I'm saying it's not the default, right, in this game. It makes no sense if you would be dead by now if that were the case.
That would be so funny about
it. Well, in this, we'll find out. In your case, since your mother is dead, these two uncles, one your mother's brother and one your father's brother, have been jointly running the estate ever since your father died 13 years ago.
Yeah.
And they've done a good job.
Yeah.
But it's not the same without the proper heir. Everybody's been looking forward to, the rightful fellow to finally grow up and go off and get knighted.
Yeah.
So that's as much as I want to do for introduction. I think we should jump in.
Yeah.
And so our whole situation, I'm going to do a hot start so that we don't meander. In the winter phase, you get to meander. You can have solo adventures of all kinds. All sorts of things can happen that are more like you on your manor through the course of the year. But when we hit the summer, it's on.
Yeah.
And we haven't had enough play for you guys to get proactive about what you want to do. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you what you want to do. Yeah. You all want to go off and get knighted.
Yeah.
Right. It's time. And in fact, for you, for whatever reason, you're a little older, right, than the others. So who knows what's kept you. But in this case, we are going to be at the Woodford Manor. You see, you're going to be knighted at Sarum very soon, in fact. So Sarum is right here. And so young knights from all over, right? Young people from all over are coming to go and get knighted. It's a big thing. There's going to be a tournament. It's an event. And you might even get to meet some of the important people of Salisbury. Everyone kind of hopes that, maybe one of the Round Table Knights might show up, right? Earl Robert of Salisbury is a badass, very important for Arthur. So it's not unthinkable that someone really important might be there. So that's happening in just a time tick away. Arbitrarily, I am saying that the three of you are being hosted by invitation at Woodford Manor. And Woodford is actually right here. So it's actually quite close to Sarum. So basically you're being put up there for the weekend or something. As you all get scrubbed. And this is actually a very loyal knight to King Arthur, who's kind of taken a back seat, kind of relaxed a little bit. He was on the Irish campaign, and he loves young knights of Salisbury, getting recognized, and he's sort of a social support kind of guy. So the three of your routes actually took you through there. he said, who's ever passing through Woodford, stop by Woodford and I'll put you up and give you a nice feast, and you can show up bright and early without having to live on the trail, So you were at Woodford Manor, which has seen its share of attempted seizure by other manor lords back in the bad days, right? When every single manor's hand was turned against every other's. And it may be that the odd Saxon horde has passed through here, and Woodford Manor always sort of stood firm. So it's got a small but sturdy fortress on it, and is notable for its stability now over the decades. So excellent. His name is Sir Clegis.
Sorry.
And so we were going to take up at Woodford, and you are present. It's clearly not a violent situation, so you all have your regular clothes and things like that, and there are servants whose job is to make sure that your stuff is hung up to get aired out, and your horses are taken care of. None of you have squires.
I see. Yeah, because they're not. Not
You've
knights.
been squires for the last few years.
We haven't knighted yet. So
That's right.
Yes.
And so there may be the odd 15-year-old back at the manor, or on your way,
like that,
or on the way to Sarum. Some of your relatives have gone on to Sarum, but Clegis really wants to hang out with the young guys. So in a way, you could have just gone on to Sarum with everybody else, but it's sort of a little bit of a tradition to have a little, frat party, or whatever. Just a feast. He's a decent guy.
Yeah.
Nothing terrible. So
Nothing crazy.
yeah, and so the circumstances, therefore, have to do with how you're going to interact as you're going to. Now that there was actually a connection. Two of your grandfathers fought in the same important battle.
Yeah.
Or even a father, I can't remember, but...
No, that would have... One of those is absolutely true.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And so I think that was your grandfather's.
Might have been.
Yeah.
I'll have to double check, but at the point, though, is that all of you are familiar with each other's manners, but some of you have some shared family history here and there. Everyone knows about the champion of the tournament and the wedding, which is your father.
Yeah.
Did you just?
My grandfather won something.
But that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it's Sir Perrin's father who went and kicked ass at that tournament, and then for some reason went off to go become a monk.
He was a complicated man.
It's
You
clearly
could almost say that he aroused suspicion in people.
Yes, I get it. Yeah,
He wasn't a very good one.
No, I think you get one of those.
I get one of those. Well, there he goes.
And so then I would like you, however, to think about showing up at the manor and kind of settling in. There are the fortressy part is not really where you spend time because it's drafty and annoying.
The battlements?
Right. No, it's not that big. It's
Okay.
kind of got... It's defensible.
The fortress-y part.
Yeah.
Painted a very clear picture to me. But...
Well, just shrink it a little.
Okay.
Right. The manor part is more of a proper house,
Right.
an actual slope, right? And so that's where we're going to be looking. Now, some things that you don't need rolls to notice is that it seems rather understaffed. And he does have some sons who are knighted, and they seem to have found something else to do.
Nice.
And so he seems a little lonely. So good that you're here, right? So excellent. And Before I tell you anything else, is there anything that you as a character would want to settle into doing or talk about how you behave?
Yes,
when
absolutely.
clearly, okay, excellent.
Yeah.
When clearly what must be Clegus's father, how could that guy still be alive? But apparently he is.
How old would he be?
Clegus?
Clegus-
Clegus would be
Clegus's
about
father.
well, hold on. Who's he in your question?
His father.
Well, Clegus would be about your father's ages.
Okay.
Like 50 or 40.
40.
Yeah.
Which is
40.
unusual.
No, that's fine. You guys are privileged.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right? Your longevity's on
Wow.
on the far end. And when
And they
if
mention,
you live.
they mention in the book that it's
Yeah.
set up so you can live to be 80, 90. Like,
Right. This is
for
kind of
player
got that.
characters.
Yes,
I
and
think.
also you have this kind of biblical thing
Mhm.
where like the knights and stuff and the famous
I
characters
don't want to be
are
900.
surprisingly
Mhm.
surprisingly aged. But Lancelot and Guinevere, they're not lovers yet.
No.
For player knowledge.
Yeah.
They won't be lovers until the 540s. They've got more than a decade to go before they take up.
Mm.
So they will be in their 40s when
Yeah.
they become lovers. It's not a young person thing for them. So in this case, I think I spoke a little too quickly. Let me back up. Clegus is about the age of your father's, which is in 40s, early 40s.
Mm.
Or so. His father, therefore, would be in his 60s and would be considered mighty old.
Mm.
So this fellow arrives and he is wearing the regalia of the Lord of the Manor.
Mm.
And he's not all tottering and feeble and ageist, but he is very, very wasted and very elderly.
Mm.
Right, and he's got like is dark under his eyes. And you kind of look at him like, dude, you got one more winter in you.
No.
and he shakes your hand and he says, "So good to see all of you." And this will be one by one. You don't all arrive at once, but so good to see you. We'll do our job.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
our arcade will actually, observe proper, etiquette here,
Mhm.
and like very sort of humbly like answer him and sort of say, but probably bow because he's a knight and the
Yeah.
arcade is not.
Right.
So he's
right.
he's in a lower social standing,
Mhm.
and so be very sort of not submissive, but sort of
Mhm.
meek in that sort of way. Proper,
Mhm. I see. Well, that might be while you're so attentive to your etiquette.
Mm.
It might be a little bit of a surprise when you're looking at this guy and it's like, that's funny. He's wearing like Clegus
Mhm.
like colors, he's like wearing the what Clegus is supposed to wear. And he says something like, "So good to have you here. My sons, they're adventuring and ones were getting ready for the tournament, so they can't be here, welcome."
Yeah.
He's talking like Sir Clegus.
Well, that's strange. I won't question it. You can't question a gentleman.
Mhm.
But sort of, I might observe it in this case.
Now, the way this game works is that, and this is not the case at the moment, but if you do something that is very identifiable as any of these traits on either side, and it's a kind of significant moment, you'll get a check in your box. And so other times when it seems very important that you might do one or the other, then I may call for a test to see which one you do.
Yeah.
And so, but by reading the rules, I'm letting you know, the first pass of what your character does is yours to choose. And if you say, "I want a test too," then we do a test.
Yeah.
Or if I'm like, "Dude, this is a test. I don't care what you say," that also happens. But the default is that you just do what you do.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather just go for the tests.
In many cases, yeah. And so in this case, though, what you have done is very much, trusting, and that's good. Yeah. So
we just
maybe even modest.
no check because it's not that important.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Imagine if we rolled every 4 minutes.
You're probably good.
Maybe.
Wait just a moment. Okay, so that's what I had to say about your
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to tend to?
No, not beyond what you described.
Okay.
You're settling in, sort of.
Yeah.
Does he shake my hand, Ben?
While we do other things, I want you to look up and down the skills to see if there's something you want to get yourself involved in.
Yep.
Or just take it easy.
Yep.
Which is fine.
I will.
Now, since I have very high awareness, I feel Perrin may take note of the fact of, as you mentioned, the understaffed conditions,
Absolutely.
and may inquire.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Now, there's a couple of things. You could, at the awareness itself covers everything I just said with more detail as you need because of your character's awareness. If you want to roll the awareness, that's going to get you freaking information. And then if you want to start inquiring and stuff like that, then we move into other things. Mm-hmm. So let's just take it from the beginning. First is the greeting.
Yeah.
And you're included, right?
I just do like a little pleasure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Clegus will praise your father, you know. And then, interestingly, yeah, everyone always just praises the tournament, even though it was all those years ago. But it was Arthur's wedding, right?
Yeah,
Arthur's wedding, and it was probably the first super tournament. It was the first Super Bowl. So therefore, he'll certainly mention that, and then he'll say, "And what came after? You know,
this shit again."
So apparently the older knights all know some shit.
Yeah.
And then he carved out his opponent's heart and ate it in front of you. No.
No, probably not. But whatever it was he did or wanted or something, there's something going on. You meet an older knight, you get this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so then the question then is, as you're kind of noticing around, do you want to go for an awareness roll?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to.
In that case, we get our D20, which is the die of this game, and we check it out to get that number or less. Ooh. And what's your awareness?
15.
Excellent. Now, if you hit the number that's your target number, after modifications, because often there will be pluses and minuses on those checks. But if you hit the number that's the maximum that you could roll and succeed, that is a critical.
Yes, exactly.
The only other thing I need to say now is that you succeeded. You did not. I was checking the rules. You didn't get a critical,
no.
But you're looking around, and you can see that the staff is looking underslept.
Underslept.
Yes, they are tired. They they are yawning,
Which suggests to me that they've been understaffed for a while now.
And they also seem to kind of scoot into groups when they don't have something to do.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't bustle off to go do the next thing. They kind of group up and shift around a bit. So that's one thing you'll notice.
Sure.
The manor itself is showing, confirming your suspicion. The manor itself is showing some under maintenance. And you would think that if any of the sons had been there over the last year, right, since the last summer, certainly somebody should have been tending. I mean, you just left your manor with everybody busting their asses to make sure we're all ready for the harvest and planting or whatever, getting planting going. So you have been involved in the manor being managed.
And
knowing that
meet my expectations.
Yeah, and you're kind of like, I thought this was like a substantial,
I thought this was the place to be.
Right. This is a good example of how you're supposed to do it. So there's that. And again, you two notice very easily and quickly, without any questioning at all, given this role, Clegus should not look this old.
Oh.
He's looking, he is maybe he got the evil eye right? Somebody cast the evil eye on him, or there is that pox thing. There's possibilities for why a person, but this deterioration is, and you never heard of it. You remember your character has intrigue, right? You know rumors and stuff a lot better than everyone else.
Well, it's decent intrigue.
You have it at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is not something you would need a roll for, is to say this is not something people have been talking about for years and years.
Yeah.